After 32 years of marriage and a 17-year age gap, who actually controls the money and who has the final say? Me?
Yeah. Well, we both control the money. We both know where everything's at, right? We share joint accounts. We've always have since day one. We've never had separate accounts. Both of our names are on everything, and we firmly believe that's the way a marriage should be.
Yeah. I let her do that.
Wrong. I demanded that. No. Anyways.
I control that. I control that.
You think you do. Anyways, back to the
Control
subject
is,
at hand.
control is kind of a strong word.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's a kind of a dominant word, right?
Right. We both, again, always know, we know where all of our money goes. We have access to everything. As far as who manages the bills, the day-to-day expenditure, that would be me. Just because I pretty much always have. The bills come in, I pay them, but we both know where the bills are, when they're due, and today things have changed, so it's not just you get the bill in the mail and you mail the check out or whatever. It's so much of it is online now. So some of our banking is online, some of it's not.
But let me tell you, it's not that I'm not shunning my responsibilities. No. How it come to pass or how it come to be that she does write the bills out and stuff like this is when we got married, we had a business, and we made a decision. You either take care of the house or the school, and vice versa. So I took care of the school, and I ran it. I ran it great.
Yes,
I did.
you did.
I had a habit of paying bills a little late sometimes, but I didn't care. You know, and I could care less if a utility bill went a couple of months over. It's a business. It's no big deal.
Right.
But everybody got paid, and I did great. I just didn't put a lot of time into it. So she decided. Well, she didn't decide. We decided. See how that works? We decided that she take care of the house, I take care of the business.
Right, because I won't let bills go over month to month for now, because now they'll charge you for it. So, or
what about the $50 you owe me?
Yeah, get up $50 from me. Anyway, so I don't like to let bills linger. I pay them as they come in. So, but like I was saying, everything now, so much of it is online now. So we have a method. I pay some bills online, some through the mail. It just depends on what it is. But one very important thing, I think, for anybody that's married, you have to know where all the information is as far as the accounts, the passwords, when they change, you know, and you have to know where all that's at. And nowadays you can actually have things on your computer that will tell you, you know, let you store all your passwords and stuff. We do that as well, but if for some reason you lose your computer or everything blows up or whatever, you have to have a backup. You have to know how to get to that information. This is Rob's.
I have that. This is mine.
This is Rob's backup.
Mine. All my information.
Right. So I always make sure that that information is available to both of us. That way, if I'm to drop dead or Rob drops dead, which we hope that doesn't happen, but you have to. You have
drop.
Well, you know, you have to be able to carry on. You have to know what to do if something happens to the other, one or the other. You have to be able to function financially, and that is very important. And some people, you know, get in a mess, especially retired people. They just don't think that that's important, and then the husband dies or the wife dies or whatever happens, and then there you are, and you're trying to figure out where the life insurance information is, where the homeowner's insurance, how do I pay this bill, how do I pay that bill. And my mom was a perfect example of that. When my dad passed away years ago, or he passed away, he had a stroke, and it was immediate that she had to be able to pull all that together, and she struggled, but she made it, but it was difficult. So I think that's very important. So
And vice versa also, even you guys, there's things that your wife needs to know about your house.
Yes.
Like, where's the main water shut off? Where's the main gas shut off?
Right.
how do you operate this house? What if something happens? So you need to teach them these things about maintaining a house,
Right.
and vice versa. I mean,
Right.
you have to financially, physically. There's things that you have to address, and once you address them, you can just kind of be at peace and forget about it, and not really have to think about that much anymore.
Right. Like we like to say, we have to have our nose in each other's business. We just
Yeah.
do. As far as our day-to-day expenditures, if I go
She
to the,
spends more.
no, I'm very frugal. I'm very frugal. I'm a bargain hunter. I think I've mentioned that in the past. I look for coupons. I look for the deal. Rob is a little
She's stingy.
frivolous with his money. No, I'm just joking. But as far as day to day, if I go to the grocery store, if I go to the Target or whatever, I don't come home and tell him what I spent. Nor does he tell me what he spent at the hardware store. Unless it's a big purchase. Now, I would say if it's $50 or higher, we'll say, hey, I bought this today or I did this today. Big purchases, like we just went out and bought a refrigerator and stove. Again, I'm very frugal. I had a hard time with that. I mean, we stood in that store for a long time and I was like, I don't know.
But that was like a 2 or 3 year decision because
Right.
she likes to bake, and I kind of push her
Right.
to buy a professional oven, and she kind of held off on that. And I tell her my thinking is this. Now there's a little age difference between us. When you buy something, buy the best you can get. Do that. So it will serve you well. If you want to be a professional baker, you need a professional oven. Don't be afraid to spend the money. I mean, budget for it, but set your goal on you don't want just a standard oven. You want a better oven.
Right.
And so she has to be kind of pushed into that because I'm more like, she's more frugal. I'm not. I'm reasonable, but I'm not that frugal. I don't blow my money, but I enjoy buying things that I want.
And I will say, I did not buy the top of the line oven because I cannot do that. I cannot do. I
Right.
bought a better one, but I cannot do that. But if it's a big purchase like that, we are together when we do that, and we know what we're doing. It's a joint decision. Another thing that I wanted to discuss, and we kind of was talking about this earlier, with our age gap difference, we had to
I knew that was going to come up.
we had to know. Obviously, I'm continuing to work, so financially, money is still coming in, and with there being the age difference, Rob obviously was able to retire earlier, so we kind of have to make that work financially to where we're still making the money, but I also have to realize that Rob needs to be able to enjoy his retirement at the same time. So it's kind of a balance act, and I think
Yeah,
we'll do well with it.
it's kind of tit for tat because she's working. We still do vacations and stuff
Yes.
like this, but it's not like both of you's being retired.
Right.
So I have to make sure that if something happens to me, that she's secure in the future, that she doesn't have to worry about money. That's my concern. Her concern, on the other hand, is kind of what she touched on, is that I'm enjoying my retirement. Like I retired at 62, I'm 74 now, and it's going to be like 3 or 4 years before she retires. That spaced in between 62 and when she retires, am I enjoying my retirement?
Right.
See,
Of course you are.
I'm living the dream. I love it. That working thing, I should have never started that in the first place.
Right, exactly. So here's our biggest financial mistake. I did not. He bought a used truck one time, and this is a whole other story of the reason it was bought.
I was on drugs.
No, he was on blood pressure medicine that he shouldn't have been on, and made a decision to sell one vehicle and buy another. We were able to get out of it. Obviously, we didn't. It was just a fiasco, but we got out of it, and that was our only big mistake.
Let me give you a preview of this coming video. Was her and my oldest son convinced me. Now I do have white jacket syndrome.
Yes.
They convinced me that I should go get my cholesterol and blood pressure checked. I was feeling fine at the time, and man, I'm gonna tell you that led me down a rocky road. But I will say this: I asked for it,
You did.
and when I got it,
You did.
and when I was doing that, I bought this big ass white truck.
Anyway, anyways, that's a whole other,
Anyway, that's a whole other big mistake.
Yeah.
Big mistake, but whatever.
we don't have that truck any longer. So
No.
the only other thing we would, sometimes we read or think about how would we have done things differently 32 years ago. And the only other thing we would, we've obviously saved and invested for many years, but Rob was saying the only other thing he would have done different was in our early years, we would have just.
Let me tell this.
Okay.
I was working with this guy. He was older than me. He was an engineer, right? And so he was asking me about my investments. And he owned property, apartment buildings and stuff like this. And him, just like me, was working for the government because you didn't have to do much and you got benefits and things like that. And so he asked me one day, he says, so what do you do with your investments that they offer you? You know, you could manage a certain portion of those yourself as a fringe benefit. And what he told me, he says, I said, well, I hadn't thought about it much. Of course, I was a younger guy then. And he says, well, what I do is I just put mine in S&P 500 and leave it alone. Looking back on that, what I would have done as a young man, all of my investments I would have put in S&P 500 and left that alone.
Mm-hmm. So what do you guys think? Would you have done the same thing? What's your guys' biggest financial mistakes? Did you make any?
Hey, you like this video? If you do, subscribe and hit the like button and share it with your friends.
Yep.
But back to your mistake. What would be your biggest mistake?
Right.
I nailed mine on the head. I should have, if we would have taken what we invested, put it in the S&P 500 and just left it alone and went on about life, man, we would have been rocking and rolling, wouldn't we?
Yeah, it's a learning
Hindsight.
situation.
That's good advice for you guys, though,
That is
if you're
good
younger.
advice. And then the last thing we want to touch on, a lot of people really focus on this. Who makes the final decision? If we both are like, nope, we want to do it this way. No, I want to do it this way. In the end, I hate to say it. No, I'm just joking. Rob pretty much makes the final decision. I mean, I don't think we've ever gotten to the point where we've disagreed so much that we had to say, no, we're doing this. I don't know that that's ever happened.
I think people stumble in a relationship because they don't want to address this. Who makes the final decision? Well, don't look at it like that.
Right.
Look at it like this. Who bears the final responsibility? Right or wrong? If it goes right or goes wrong, whose shoulder does it land on? And you got to remember, the measure of a man is not what he can put out, it's what he can stand, the weight on his shoulders. So sometimes people think, well, you shouldn't have the final decision. Well, a lot of times a decision is more serious than what you think because you bear that responsibility of that decision. See, that's why some people say, you decide.
So
You decide. They don't want to do that.
So if I bought the wrong stove, it's his fault.
Yeah.
I'm laying it on you if I
Yeah.
don't like it. No. Anyways, that's about all we've got for today. So we love to read your comments. So please send us what you've got. Send us your questions or your thoughts, and we will see you next time.
And the reason we're inside today?
It's pouring outside.
Pouring outside today.
See ya.